Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, agents. I am Mounty Carl, and this is a Division Let's Talk. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a real talk with you on why I'm still playing the Division despite the huge drop in numbers, and it's apparent as I see a lot of Division-only YouTubers moving on to other games as well. I myself, well, I have other games that I'm moving to, but I'm still posting Division content on the regular, and especially for those PS4 players who are just a few days away from getting the Underground. We can't abandon our fellow console brothers, so let's get going and we'll talk about why I'm still playing. Alright, agents, it is hard for me to admit, but we all know the numbers are getting pretty bleak, but I am still playing. In fact, this latest patch actually got me excited because I love running underground missions. The challenge, unlike some heroic missions, isn't impossible with a good team. It provides a significant challenge for me, and now with a chance for randomized loot from 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3, I am just excited to be running these underground missions and actually getting something. In fact, I ran today, as you'll see in this video, which I just picked up this group. It was match made, and this group was actually pretty great, and I ended up getting 2 pieces of tactician's gear while running through, and this is my reclaimer set. As you'll see, I am running a 214 reclaimer set. I picked up all this stuff running solo. A reclaimer set, full reclaimer set, running solo. I picked it all up. I did all the recalibrations. That video will be coming soon. So now, with a lot of the Mounty squad calling it quits on this title, and it's sad because we had a lot of fun, and a lot of the Mounty squad is a really great group of guys, and I'm sad to see them go. I'll explain a little bit about that later when I get a little bit personal. I have a few new guys who have joined up with me, but the core of the Mounty squad is still around. We just enjoy hanging out and learning new methods to getting through different encounters. I'm still about 10 levels away from level 40, so I feel like I haven't even maxed out my potential for the Underground. Now, how do I know that the numbers are dropping for the Division? Well, it's pretty easy because I have a dashboard as to who visits this web page and how many people view the videos and number of subscribers, and I know a lot of other YouTubers, and I can look at their analytics as well. And for most of the Division YouTubers, well, it seemed to have peaked about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. The Division really peaked around then, and really there's been a decline in viewership, a decline in subscribers and stuff like that as we're going through. So I'm really hoping that it's going to pick up here pretty soon, but especially when PS4 players are thrown into the Underground and looking for content they could use to get a good start on their Underground experience. So hopefully this isn't just the end of it and we're not seeing a complete decline in the Division. Hopefully we'll see another roller coaster up as the PS4 players get all situated into the Underground, and then as Survival comes out, we're going to see another increase in players as people come back and do all that stuff. The other matter is matchmaking within the Underground. I have been trying to find groups, and today it actually match-made me into a group, and instead of finding me a group, it match-made other players into my group, which it was just me by myself. I was on for the day, and I said, well, I'll just match-make really quickly into a group, and so I had to matchmake into a group, and sometimes I'll matchmake and it'll be like 5 minutes before I find a group. So while I think the numbers are down, the game is not out, but it's close. There are those playing who are still enjoying it, so without further ado, let's get into the reasons, other than the ones I already went over, why I'm still playing this over most of the other games that I play out there. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you is that I created this channel for me and my friends to play games like this. It's called Gun Brothers Gaming for a reason. Games where co-op and fun collide, and this game still has a lot of the fun co-op feel for it. It takes an enormous amount of teamwork to get through the Underground heroics, and it's still fun leading teams through the Underground, whether it's a seasoned team of Mounty vets or a match-made team that is looking to learn how to do it. I've played with a lot of subscribers who run solo and just are looking to get geared up. There are a lot of people out there who just want to get the top loot, and they're really looking for an awesome moment, like when they get that awesome piece of gear, their last piece of gear to complete that set, and it's like, it's not even a bad roll, it's a really good roll. So just today, in the video you're watching, one of the guys, I don't know him, he enjoyed talking while he was playing, and I didn't know who it was because I just made, but he was super excited when he got his last piece of Firecrest. Now, to you that might not be exciting, but to him it was awesome, it was a great moment, and also the benefits of running with Mounty Carl is that Mounty Carl likes to drop loot that he gets for those who play with him, because most people need it more than Mounty Carl does. And of course I'm Mounty Carl, but that's just what I do. I like dropping loot for other people because if I don't need it, there's no reason for me to have it other than collecting money. And I get plenty of the money from the selling of my guns and stuff like that. So next, the reason I love to play this game is that it still has that intellectual feel for it. It's a very intellectual game, and I know that a lot of you are really thinking, no, it's not. But it is. It's very intellectual, and it has a lot of stuff to it. And let me just tell you, now I know a lot of you feel the games that you play are intellectual, but this game takes on a whole new breadth of creating classes and gear set combinations that aren't really prominent in other games. You can take Destiny, for example, and I gotta say, there really isn't a huge combination of items and talents you can string together to make a whole new class no one's ever thought of before. I mean, I see a new video from Upper Echelon Gaming almost every day, so much so that I can't even keep up with all the builds they're creating. I mean, how does this guy have all of this time to get all of this gear? Like, I seriously have no idea, but it's awesome that he keeps putting out all of these gear builds and stuff like that. They're amazing videos. You should go check out his channel because it's just an amazing set of gear and stuff. But over the Division subreddit, people post ideas for builds and ways to maximize the lifespan of their character. It's this type of thinking that drives me to continue to play. Getting gear sets so that I can tweak them towards PvP or PvE or something else. I'm trying to innovate on the builds people post. I'll tell you now, I am working on one where you max out the damage to elites and protection from elites to see if you can indeed make the ultimate build for running solo in various heroic difficulties, to see if you can actually run solo in heroic difficulties with some of this stuff on. You simply can't do that in a lot of other games. The flexibility isn't there. I can guarantee not many people are even thinking of adding to such a minor stat like protection from elites. I mean, man, there are damage to elites, armor damage on your assault rifle, as well as perks for weapons, protection from elite stats, armor destruction stats, all the gear, and then, you know, your perks for your weapon and stuff for weapons that increase your armor damage. Imagine building out the ultimate PvE build where you could potentially run underground heroic solo. It's things like that that intrigue me to keep playing the game. A lot of what people are doing in the game with their build innovation, I can say with 100% assurance, Massive didn't even know half of this stuff was possible, because if they did, they wouldn't need to nerf the gear sets when someone discovers the money play gear that I can say that there's some magical combination out there that's still waiting to be assembled. They just don't know. They created so many different combinations and so many different class items and so many different stat items that you could create the ultimate. And I've seen some of these guys running around the DZ where you can't kill them. They're impossible to kill. The other day I was in the DZ and I was watching these guys just run around a tree while 20 other people were trying to shoot him and they couldn't even get him down. It was fairly amazing. I was just like, you know what, I'm out of here. But it was just nobody could kill him. Now, with that said, I know that I have given it to Massive and Ubisoft in the past. Coming into this game, I wasn't even happy with Rainbow Six Siege because of all the issues that I had with servers, stability, matchmaking, and server disconnects while playing. I think the game design behind Rainbow Six Siege was terrible, and it was a terrible decision to move away from the franchise they built with Rainbow Six Vegas and other previous GRAW games. Rainbow Six Vegas 2 and GRAW 2 were really the last great games that Ubisoft really put their heart into in these series, and I kind of hope they return to that style. You see, I'm not upset because these games are terrible. A lot of people think, oh, he's a hater on Ubisoft, he's a hater on Massive. No. I'm upset most of the time because they have potential to be a great game. Think about how you feel when your friends stop playing. And I'm going to be real with you for a second. I mean, I got to get a little personal. It feels like your friends are betraying you when they leave. And for those friends who are listening to this, you know, I am talking to you, and it's nothing against you because I know you have to go on. You have to move on. If you don't like playing a game, I can't force you to sit there and play the game with the rest of the group. Like, you need to move on. The people you spent time with and leveled with and had an awesome time playing with left to play another game, and you're still there hoping they come back. I know I've lost a lot of great people I play this game with, and they've gone back to Destiny, and the guys who I'm talking about, they know exactly who they are. They watch my videos, and I'm sure they're watching this one. There's no guilt needed. You guys went back to Destiny, and that's perfectly fine. I personally feel like trading in one, you know, for going back to Destiny, I'm talking directly to you guys. The reason I don't go back is because I don't feel like trading in one frustration for another. Destiny is a great game, but it's repetitive. repetitive game with even more repetitive content than The Division. I don't know when games took a turn from being 20 levels of linear gameplay and you're done, and then went to 5 levels and you replay it over and over again. It's why I'm looking forward to No Man's Sky. I know that it's not exactly the same game or the game type, but I hope you all come on this journey with me. No Man's Sky looks like it's an awesome game. I'm looking forward to just spending some time with it, and I'll still be making Division content and even moving on to Battlefield 1 content when it comes out, but we gotta look to the future, and The Division has to make some drastic changes or it's facing mass exodus from the remaining players, and I don't want that to happen. I like the guys that I play with now. I have a lot of guys that I play with, and I don't want them leaving either, and it's very sad when someone leaves a game and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to bring them back, because they've had it with this game, they've had it with Massive, they've had it with Ubisoft, and they don't see any way out of the game. So I don't know. I don't even know what Massive can do at this point. Honestly, I've continued to make suggestion after suggestion, and I'm not saying that I'm bitter that they haven't used any of them, because that's fine. I understand the whole like copyright thing, and if they use something of mine that and I go and sue them and say, hey, they use something of mine, that's perfectly fine. I understand that. I'm not saying right now that they have to, and if you do, don't worry, I'm not going to sue you. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going around suing people. But they need to do a total 180 where they start looking at their content and actually opening up a public test server to find these issues that are plaguing the game before they become a problem. However, the problem above, as I described it, is that there are more game-breaking builds out there that we haven't even found. The endless combinations of gear that I told you about is one of the problems that they're having with controlling the amount of bugs in the game. The system has gotten too big, and now they have no option but to move forward because they can't rein it in. And that is the real issue. They cannot rein in the beast that they have released. There are 19,000 gear combinations that you can have, and there's nothing that they can do about it to find all of the combinations. There's no test plan, and I know a thing about test plan. Being a former QA manager, you can make a test plan, but there's nothing you can do that will really right the ship for 19,000 combinations. That would take years of testing to get through. I mean, it's just an incredible amount of stuff to test every single gear possible or combination possible, and it's just insane. So my suggestion would be to just absolutely bring down the system, take it down, remove anything that has a gear set 1 through 4 and make it 1 through 6. Give bonuses for 1 piece, 2 piece, and then make it 6 pieces for like the maximum gear set quality. Make it so that people aren't bringing in these gear combinations. That's the only way that you can fix it, and that's it. You know, just get rid of the 4-piece gear sets and make the benefit go to 6 pieces. This is the only way you can bring that control back to the in-house Massive people. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it, or else people are just going to keep making these combinations of 2-2-2, 3-3, 4-2, and stuff like that. And you've made it so that these gear combinations are so powerful in some instances that people are just able to do it. And you could also probably do it if you made like a 275 high-end piece where you brought back the individual piece combinations. But even then, we all remember the Reckless Savage Glove days where you wore a Reckless vest and you wore Savage gloves and you were OP, and that's just that. But really, you need to figure out something to kind of rein this in, because it's out of control, it's out of your hands, and that is what's causing a lot of people to quit the game, because a lot of people are overpowered, and there are those who have and those who have not, and those who have not are the ones quitting the game, and those who have are the top 1% of the game. So you're losing 99%, and it's very sad, because I don't want to see a game like this be destroyed because of your own pride, and that's just my opinion. So you can take it as you will, but that is my time. Thank you for sticking around and listening to me talk for 13 or 14 minutes about why I still enjoy playing the game, and I know a lot of you deep down want more from this game, and hopefully it can be more. Hopefully Massive finally sees the light and will work on fixing the game. Until then, we gotta continue to do what we gotta do to make this game fun for the community, keep making builds, keep being innovative on the gear sets. If you enjoyed this video and it got you pumped up to play, please drop a like. If you're coming back, drop a like. If you enjoyed our content and want more, consider subscribing to our channel for future content and news and notes and on The Division as they happen. For everyone here at The Division Let's Talk, we hope you'll come back to The Division. I am Mountie Carl, and we'll see you hopefully once again in the underground. Agent out.